Hello everyone, my name is Starling and I'm with Stitches XXI, and today we are doing beanies, but today we actually going to talk about how to get that crisp and beautiful embroidery and how to have the embroidery not to sink in without doing a knocked out stitch, because it's very important. If you're pricing a job, the less stitch count, the more cheaper it is for the client. So stay tuned for all the details. I am using the Mighty Hoop Freestyle 5.5 inches, which in my opinion is the best hooping for beanies, 5.5. All right, continuing with this, I'm just gonna put my beanie here. The first detail, 2 layers of cutaway. Cutaway is gonna be your best friend, and cutaway is the best for anything that stretches. If the fabric stretches, you wanna use cutaway. Don't find out the hard way like myself. Now, I'm gonna put this in here, just like that. If you guys want a video about this, let me know and I can do more about the Mighty Hoops. All right, now here I have my beanies. It's very important that you put the inside out because it only will make sense. I will explain later. I will find my seam of the beanie where it is stitched together. So this part is gonna be at the bottom, and then from here, I'm just gonna slide it in. And this right here is gonna depend on you how you wanna find your point where you're gonna repeatedly come here and know for sure this is where you left off from the previous one. I'm gonna show you my method. So right now, I'm just gonna apply water soluble topping. Very important. This is our second most important detail after the cutaway. I would say first, but I'll leave it at second. Since you can see here, my design is about only like 1 inch in height. So what I do is I cut this pre-cut water soluble. I did it here in my warehouse. So I'm just gonna fold this like so, and I'm gonna apply it here. And then with the top of the Mighty Hoop, I come here, and in here, this is what I'm saying, where you're gonna find something to know for reference for the next beanie. Where do you put this? Because you want all the beanies obviously to look alike, to look the same, the embroidery to be in the same position. So right now I have this beanie lined up with this 2 lines over here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and place these guys like this. And then once I'm sure that this is where I want it, easy, as many of you knows, I have my beanie ready. So now we are at the machine. I have my beanie hooked up with Mighty Hoop, 2 layers of cutaway and 2 layers of soluble water topping. Okay, so we have our beanie ready, hoop up on the Mighty Hoop, 2 layers of cutaway. These cutaways are black, as you can see. And I have a black bobbin to match with the cutaway. I just think it gives the beanie a more clean look. And then finally we have our water soluble topping, 2 layers, very important. You can do 3, but 2 layers plenty. So what I did, I fold it, convert it into 2, slide my Mighty Hoop in here. I already have this set up in a way that is gonna embroider on the same spot. It's not on the center, it's on the place where if I hoop it where I have the reference and I leave the machine where it is and I don't move it, regardless of how many I do, it will come out on the same place. Now that I have traced this already, I'm just gonna hit start and be ready to go. You're gonna start by ripping this off in an angle way. When we do in an angle way, you can get rid of these little things that are connected. If you go like that, like straight like that, it's gonna be difficult to remove some of these angle ones. So this is what I mean by going on an angle. I hope the camera is capturing this. I can slowly remove some of the ones that are inside as an angle, right? And that way I can be more effective with my time, because I had to do this 50 times. What I like to do is to actually remove as much as I can dry. And the reason for that is because this thing could get really messy. And sometimes if you got like a lot in one spot and you wet it, it just become like something like that, but in a smaller version and like in the text. And especially with this smaller text, I really don't want that. That's like more work for me. So I spend a little bit of more time trying to get rid of this and clean it, have a better clean before I apply the water. Because I'm not gonna be able to remove everything. So I'm just gonna remove as much as I can. And I have one of these guys, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have. I'm happy with what I have right now. So with the piece that we ripped off, we're gonna take just a slightly bit of water. We don't want to go too crazy because again, it's gonna create this type of thing on a small portion in the letter, which is gonna become really hard to get rid of. So you just wanna go in motions like so. If you rub it, you can have trouble because this thing become like mushy and it can become really difficult afterwards. What I like to do is if I keep going and I see, some of them are not cleaning up, like for example on the small letter, with this guys, I go in, I loose it up a little bit and then, go over again. It's gonna dry it out. That's why I say don't put too much water because it's gonna get really wet. In theory, you can say, well, how about if you just blow hot air? Yes, you can do that, but you gotta remember, this is a stretchy fabric and it's a very delicate. If you put too much heat into this, eventually it's gonna stretch or burn. So don't apply any type of heat. That's my recommendation. That's my experience. I already burned one, so talking from experience. I'm just gonna cut these 2 layers of cutaway with a Caesar. I have different type of Caesars for different type of things. To cut cutaways like big layers like this, I only do it with this. Nothing is special, it's just for this purpose. That's it. Then I take this beauty right here. This is savior right here. Before I do this, I'm just gonna burn the loose ends here real quick. Okay, beautiful. Then after that, what I like to do, since this is straight, I like to fold it. So when I come with these Caesars like this, it kind of has a path already, right? And I don't have to guess. The beauty about this is that these are bends. I don't know if you can tell, but these are bends, so it doesn't grab into the fabric as you're going through. So the same thing I'm gonna do here, kind of like to bend it a little bit. So the fabric has like a path to go, the Caesar has a path to where it's cutting, and I don't have to be paranoid about, where it's gonna cut. But I still will recommend for you to still look at it because you can still cut some of the fabric. It has happened to me and it can happen, obviously. Details matter, guys. So this is why I use a black cutaway with a black bobbin because it just blends so much better. Now also make sure to trim really well that cutaway layer because again, details matter and that's what will set you apart from the rest with the little things. Okay, so now that I have finished, all you gotta do is fold it back. And here we have our beautiful beanie. All right, guys, so that is pretty much everything. If you like what you saw, please make sure to subscribe because I will be making so much videos, so much content about things that I learn every day. I do this for a living and I want to show as much as I can because I want other people to, that want to get into this industry to also be able to find answers to their questions. So that is it for today. On to the next one.